afternoon, everybody. Let's take a look at your headlines on this Thursday afternoon. Several people injured, including a police canine during a police chase. We'll tell you where this happened. Plus, Governor Ivey offering up the National Guard to help in Washington, D.C., plus another candidate throwing his hat in the ring for the District 1 congressional seat. That and more coming up on News 5 now.
Brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers, covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. News 5 Now starts right now.
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm Devin Walsh. Glad to be with you. Just wrapped up the noon show looking at the radar with our meteorologist, Mrs. Caroline Carruthers. And she says it's going to rain in a lot of spots this afternoon. So I got to get that umbrella out of the car because I just looked out the window here at the station and I said, oh my goodness, it's getting gray. So I know it's going to rain somewhere. It's definitely raining right now along the coast, but it could rain, more widely this afternoon, and definitely expecting some rain over the next few days. I have a small mistake I made. Yesterday I was telling you about how excited I was about high school football and our fifth quarter show, which, oh my gosh, I love that show, with Simone and Gerhard. However, there is one football game tonight, and it's a big one. So Spanish Fort versus Fairhope. So that's the only high school football game tonight that we are covering. And then, of course, tomorrow night is going to be craziness, and we're live up in Jackson, Alabama for our hometown tour. And, of course, that big game, Saraland versus Jackson. ESPN is going to be there. So lots to look forward to tomorrow. And let's just hope the rain showers, kind of stay away while we do our live broadcast from 4 to 7 tomorrow in Jackson. All right, let's go ahead and get to our big stories at this hour. And here they are. We're beginning with number 5. Former Vice President Kamala Harris scheduled to return to Alabama this year. She's set to talk about the presidential election she lost last year and promote her book about the campaign. She will be at the Alabama Theater in Birmingham, October 17th at 7 o'clock. Every ticket will include a copy of her new book, 107 Days, which is about her campaign against Donald Trump. Number 4. Alabama lawmakers going to be hard at work making some changes to school environments for the 2026 session. So they're looking at lots of bills, and a lot of these bills are focused on aspects like this. So requiring the first stanza of the Star-Spangled Banner to be played at least once a week, adopting a policy to allow students to leave during the day for religious instruction, requiring public schools' sex education curriculum to prioritize abstinence, and some others that you can see there on your screen. So they're going to be working on those in the next legislative session. Number 3, a new candidate announces a run for Alabama's first congressional seat. Rhett Marcus has served in the Alabama House since 2018. The Spanish Fort native is the third person to officially announce plans to seek the Republican nomination for District 1, which stretches from Mobile County all the way to Dothan. The other 2 are District 1 Congressman Jerry Carl, former District 1 Congressman, and political newcomer Joshua McKee. They're all seeking to replace Barry Moore, who is leaving to run for Senate. Number 2, Alabama Governor Kay Ivey says she's ready to lend support to the federal takeover in Washington, D.C. if asked. The governor's comments come as surrounding states like Mississippi send their National Guard troops to D.C. The president declared a crime emergency in Washington, despite D.C. leaders saying crime is at a 30-year low. And number 1, Fort Walton Beach police arrested a man after several people and a canine were injured in a chase. Police say Stephen Martin hit 5 vehicles during Tuesday's chase before crashing near Hollywood Boulevard and Cary Avenue. 3 innocent people, an officer, the canine, and Martin were all treated for injuries. Martin is facing charges that include aggravated battery and hit and run. And that is a look at our big stories at this hour. All right, everybody, one big thing we've been talking about, of course, is the municipal elections that are in 5 days. I'm doing this like it's 10. 5 days. So exciting. We love this time of year when we have elections and candidates and lots to talk about. And so you've been seeing all of those political ads. So many of them are just great. A lot of the candidates doing a really great job on those ads. So we're just curious about getting your vote, losing your vote. What does it take for you to vote for that candidate? So our question of the day is, what is a surefire way for a candidate to lose your vote? Okay, not gain your vote. What is a surefire way for a candidate to lose your vote? All right, let's look. Let's look at what you have to say. Jeff says creating a life story not backed up by facts. Alan says refer to Trump as the president. Tammy says take credit for something they didn't do. Well, we got a lot of political things here going. Put a D by their name saying they endorse President Trump. So a little bit of both. Put something on my front door that has a big sign on it saying no soliciting. Keep blaming the opposition instead of having a sound policy. Throw dirt on the opponent. Be a prohibitionist. Propose gun control. Mudslinging. All right, so lots of things on there. You know, everything always goes south. Everything always gets political. But if you want to read all those comments, there are a lot of them. And you can do that. We're going to leave them up for a while. But I'm not going to read them all. But you can read them all if you want. All right, now our poll of the day. This is not political. We're not making it political. But we are asking you, cats versus dogs. Which are the superior pets? Which are the superior pets, cats or dogs? Big, hard-hitting news this afternoon, cats or dogs. I'm a crazy dog person, I'm just going to say it. I love my little SPCA special dog, Polly. But I know that we have a lot of passionate cat people out there too, and people love their cats. So I'm curious who will actually win in that one. I'm going to have to look at those poll results. If you want to vote, or you want to comment on our question of the day, you can do it on WKRG.com and our WKRG Facebook page. We're going to leave those polls and question up until 5:30 tonight, so go ahead and take part. All right, everybody, thank you for joining me tonight, or for today, for WKRG News 5 at News 5 Now. And I'm going to see you back, when I get my words straight, on the 4 on 5, Cherish is off today, and on News 5 at 5. So please join me. Have a great afternoon.
Covering news from your neighborhood and around the world. You are watching News 5 Now, brought to you by Green & Phillips Injury Lawyers.
In the courtroom, the judge knows best, and this judge does too. If you've been hurt in a wreck, you need a law firm that knows the system and how it works. I'm attorney David Green. Call or come by anytime. You never need an appointment.